All right, who's excited that this morning felt like fall? Yes, and we're going to start the show with ideas for aspiring authors. This is the time of year when I get so influenced by weather, and we're so happy, of course, to have Alexa Coolshaw from Lighthouse Writers Workshop, and we'll bring in a very special guest in just a minute. So, Alexa, it's so good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Does weather do that to you too?
Oh, totally.
It does. It makes me like really whimsical and melancholy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Makes
Ready
me
to
want to
start writing.
write. Yeah. So not too long ago, Risa went out there to your new facility. Things have really changed for you guys. What's it been like?
Yeah, so Lighthouse's new home is in the heart of Denver. We moved in June, and it is truly just a haven for writers. So we have writing workshops for total beginners to people who are on their second or third novel. We have literary events where we bring in renowned authors from all over the world and so much more.
Imagine that. I think there are so many people on that venture of wanting to write something, or they've started and they don't know where to go next. Now, that's where you guys come in, because you do such a good job creating events, experiences for writers of all genres and, of course, all ages. How do you help with that, and what do people need to know, especially those that are in the middle of a writing project?
Yeah, I think we're so often told, or we hear, that writing has to be this sad, lonely act, and that's just not true, especially at Lighthouse. So Lighthouse is a place for you to find your writing community while receiving expert advice from our faculty.
Yeah, you're really receiving advice from people who have already done it and know exactly what to do next. Okay, let's talk quickly about the book project and what this is.
Yeah, so the book project is Lighthouse's 2-year intensive program. It's for writers who have book-length manuscripts. It gives them the classes, the advice, the moral support they need to finish their books. So similar to an MFA program, but it's more affordable. You get more individualized support from your book project mentor, and you're given tools to break into the publishing industry once you finish your book.
See, this is exciting. It's really all the tools on what to do next when you're stuck in a certain place, but you really want to finish. Okay, on to your special event. September 22nd, the book project presents Writing in the Age of AI. Now, share more about this and what this means with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so on September 22nd from 7 to 8:30 p.m., we're going to be holding our keynote address. One of our book project mentors, Wahini Vara, is going to be giving this keynote. Only human writing in the age of AI. Artificial intelligence has been on the minds of everyone lately,
Yes, it has.
Especially writers, and Wahini is just going to have a really interesting take on that.
I love that. And speaking of Wahini, well, joining us now from Fort Collins, we do have keynote speaker Wahini Vara. Her debut novel, The Immortal King Rao, was a finalist for the 2023 Pulitzer Prize in Fiction and was named a Best Book of the Year by the New York Times, NPR, and others, and is being adapted for television by Whip. And her debut story collection, This Is Salvaged, will be published in September. She is also writers for Wired, can sometimes be found working as a story editor at the New York Times Magazine. Yeah, she's kind of a big deal. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, AI really is something most creatives are talking about right now. It's kind of been at the discussion everywhere. What is your experience, if any, with AI?
So this is something I've been working on for about a decade. Back when tech companies were starting to develop AI that could write, I was working on my novel, The Immortal King Rao. And this is a novel in which a big tech company uses AI to sort of remake all aspects of society, education, criminal justice, everything. As it happened, while I was working on that novel, I got access to kind of an early version of this technology that was going to later become ChatGPT. It was called GPT-3. And I ended up using that technology to kind of co-write this essay about the grief that I was experiencing over the death of my sister. The essay is called Ghosts, and it was published in the magazine Believer, and it was later adapted by This American Life and selected for the Best American Essays anthology. And so I actually am not only somebody who's written about AI, but I've actually written with AI, which is an unusual experience.
Yeah, it sounds like you're the expert here. Well, what are you going to address at the Lighthouse Writers Workshop event? I'm sure everyone is so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So as Alexa said, on September 22nd from 7 to 8:30, I'll be giving this keynote address at Lighthouse called Only Human, Writing in the Age of AI. And it's a talk where I'm going to tell the story about my relationship with AI as a writing tool, the evolution of that relationship, and actually why after these early experiments with AI, including with that essay Ghost, I have decided to mostly not use AI in my own writing. This is part of a kind of broader exploration of both the opportunities and the risks that come with using AI to write and to communicate in general for all of us.
It's certainly so interesting. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning, and we can't wait to have you on September 22nd.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay. She's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
How do we get tickets to this event?
Feel free to visit our website, lighthousewriters.org, click on the events tab, and you can register that way.
Great things happening at Lighthouse. Thank you again for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. Okay, some info. Register now for the Lighthouse Writers event, Only Human, Writing in the Age of AI, on September 22nd from 7 to 8:30. And don't miss the keynote address from celebrated author Vahini Vara. To learn more and register, go to lighthousewriters.org. You can also give them a call. That number is up on your screen at 303-297-1185.